Hello. Today I am back with another Sudoku. This one's made by a creator called Flinty, and it's another Fog of War one. So with that said, we'll just get right into the rules. Let's see. All 5s in the grid must have either a 1 above or a 9 below them. There's Fog of War, and within a cage, only cells for which there is at least one other cell with the same digit of knights move away. Counts for that cell, and cage totals are in the top left. Okay. Let's see then. So this cell here in the corner can't actually reach any other cells a knight's distance away that can have the same number, so the cage must be just made up of this cell, so it has to be a 5, which means this also has to be a 5 because of the knight move thing. And since this 5 is included, I need to have an 8 to finish the 13, which means this one of these two has to be an 8. Not sure which at the moment. Let's see then. It means there's also a 5 in here, and the 5 needs to have a 9 directly below it for each of those, so this one must be an 8. And for this 12 now, I either need to have both 1 and 2, or just a 3 in there to make the 12 work. And other than that, let's see. 12 plus 8 plus 5 is 25, plus another 8 puts me at 33, so that means I have 12 left to go in these two cells, and if there's a non-valid cell in here, this 8, since 8's already there, has to be 2 valid cells, so it's 1, 2, or 1, 7, or 2, 6, which means this one has to include a 3 since it can't be 1, 2. Which means that one of these 3 is a 3. I'm not clear yet as to which one. But yeah. Okay, this 1, 2, 6, 7 thing means that those digits have to be somewhere in the area I just marked. Okay. Let's see. Additionally, this one needs to be a 1 because for the cage I need to have a 1 there. I have a 0 here, so this one just can't have anything repeated and knights move away. Over here, I need to have 6, 7 because I need to have both of these cells be valid. And it can't be 5, 8, or 4, 9 because of those, so it must be 6, 7. Which means that this 1 can't see a 1 there, so it must be seeing a 1 in one of these 3 positions. Additionally, this 1, 2 here can't be a 1. Because none of these 3 can be 1s, therefore it's a 2, and then I have a 6 here, which must mean there's a 6 there to be a knight's move away. For the 7, I need to have a 7 in one of these 3 spots. And additionally, one of these 2 just needs to be a 1 because of Sudoku. I'm going to get rid of the 7 pencil mark actually, because and the 1s, because they're not helpful, and I think they'll just end up confusing me. I need to have a 3 in here because I can't have a 1, 2 pair, so then this one must be a 3, which means first I'm going to have a 4, 7 pair here, a 1, 4, 7 triple. This one can't be a 7 because then it would see that 7, which would cause it to break, which means this one actually just has to be a 7 for that. I can't have a 3 here because it can't see anything and knights move away, so I must have a 3 here and a 3 down here for that. Let's see. This 7 cage I don't feel super confident about being able to do much of anything with at the moment. Other than that, this one here has to be 4 or 8, and then 1, 4, or 8 down here. In this box I also need to have 2, 5, and 9 as my other 3, so 2, 4, 5, 8, 9. So over here I get 2, 4, 5, 9. This one here is, can't be 9 or 8, so it's 2, 4, and it can't be 5 because I don't have a 1 below or a 9, 1 above or a 9 below, so it must be 2 or 4. And let's see. Other than that, I don't think, well, one of these 2 then has to be the 8. I don't think it's going to be that helpful for me to do more marking other than noticing 2 and 9 are both here, so this is actually 4 or 5. So actually one of these two is a 9. I have a 9 somewhere up here. And I think that's all worth marking at the moment there. For this one, has to be in one of these 3. So theoretically, 7 could be a 1, 2, 4. That's completely possible. Just, let's see, what else is there I can think about at the moment? This 2 does actually need to see another 2, which then must be here. So that's going to give me a solid portion of these digits in here. 1, 7, and 4. Okay, then here I have a 2, 9 pair. Okay. That means there has to be a 2 in one of these 3. I can't have a 2 in this cage, so it has to be either just 1, 7 or some sum of either 1, 6 or 3, 4. 7 would work if the 7's up here, and let's see. 1, 6 works if the 6 is in here, and the 1 could be in either of these. And 3, 4 theoretically can work with a 3 here and a 4 here or something, but not sure at the moment specifically where any of that stuff goes. So let's see. I need to have a 5 in here. Can't have a 5 here because then I would need a 1 above it. These other 2 spots seem fine. So that means this one down here must be 2, 8, or 9. Over here I need 2, 6, 7, and 9. And both 6 and 7 need to be in here. Okay, this 6 either has a 6 in one of these 2 because I can't have a 6 here. Oh wait, no, never mind. Sees that 6, so I actually don't need that to be figured out anywhere. Just making. I think this. Did I get anything for this 3? I did not. So I actually have a 3 in one of these 2. And that 3's been dealt with. It's okay. There has to be an 8 then in one of these 3, just from standard sudoku stuff as well. Let's see. There has to be a 9 somewhere within these 4, and it can't be here because it would break the 7. So one of those 3 has to be a 9. Okay. I'm just trying to spot what else there, or where I want to go next. I guess I'll mark these. This is 1, 3, 4, 6. And I can't have a 3 there. So I can't have a 6 here because then it would block out both of these, which would make this. Just kidding, I can because this 6 is still dealt with, and I just keep forgetting that it is. Okay. Let's see. I don't think there's definitely no more knight logic I need to do at the moment. And I just know actually none of these 4 can be a 5, right? Because this 5 here can't actually see another 5, so one of these 2 is a 5, one of these 3 is a 5. Let's see. If I don't really see what I can do with this yet because both of these cases look completely possible for a 5 to be still valid in. And yeah, okay. Let's see. Just scanning the grid to see what I want to go for now. One of these 2 needs to be a 5, so one of these 2 actually needs to be a 9. Because I can't have a 1 in either of these 2, so then I get a 2 here and a 9 here, which is going to tell me that I have... I'm going to get rid of those pencil marks. Let's see. So I have some pattern like this. The central one actually has to be 5 or 9, because if it was an 8, it would split the 5 and 9. This one is part of a 1, 4, 6. This one's part of a 5 cage. That extends over this direction at least once. Currently I don't actually have any of the numbers 1, 4, or 6 within viewing or within sight of this one in terms of knight moves away. So let's see. Not sure at the moment where to go with that. Let's see. Maybe the 7 is actually solvable. It's either just a 7 up here, or it's 1, 6, or 3, 4. If it's 3, 4, this has to be a 3 here and a 4 here. If it's 1, 6, then I have to have a 6 here and 6 here as well. And 1 could be in either of these two. I don't really have any way to determine which at the moment. I don't see any way actually to deal with that, just looking at it. Okay, let's see. So for this cell here, it's 3, 6, 8, or 9. So yeah, it's 3, 6, 8, or 9. It can't be 8 because it would see another 8, so it's 3, 6, or 9. This one here is 1, 4, 8, or 9, but it can't be 9 because it would see that 9, so it's 1, 4, 8. This one here is 1, 3, 4, 7. And actually this one can't be a 3 either because of the 3's in that column, and okay. Now that I have that, if I have a 4 here, then that's going to force 6, 1 to be these two, because I can't have 3, 4 then, and I can't have this just a 7. So, okay. That's, I think, all I can do with this at the moment. Yeah, I'm just trying to spot where the solve actually wants me, like where I'm supposed to go in solving this now. Because that's the one thing I'm not sure about. Am I missing anything incredibly obvious? That's the question I have to ask myself. Well, one of these three has to be an 8 because of the 8 down there. So this one here can't be 5, 8, or 9. It must be 1, 3, 4, or 6. Can't be 3, so it's 1, 4, or 6. And yeah, I'm really not sure actually what to do with any of this at the moment. Because it just feels like I am barking up the wrong tree currently. This one here is, I guess, 1, 4, or 7. I'm going to have a 5 here actually. I already have a 1 for this row, so I must have a 9 down here for wherever that 5 is, which is going to give me a 9 here and a 6 here. And that's going to solve some things. Can't have a 5 here then, because it can't have a 9 below it or a 1 above it because of the 9 there, so this one must be a 5. Which tells me this one's part of some mystery cage. I must have an 8 here. which means this one has to be 1 or 7, depending on the location of the... If there's a 6 up here, this one here, since 10 needs multiple numbers, it's either 3 or it has to be a 6. So I have a 4 here, this 6 is valid, so I must have a 1 here, which means a 4 and either a 1 or a 3 there. Okay. Up here, I need to have 2 and 7, which is solvable. And that means this row here is 1, 6, or 9. This row here is 2, 4, and 8. And this row here is 3, 5, and 7. Okay. This row here then is 3, 8, 9. Can't have an 8 here because it would make that 8 valid. And this row here is 1, 2, and 4, and then the remaining ones are 7, 6, and 5. Okay. This 4 needs to see another 4, which means one of these two has to be a 4. This 6 sees another 6, the 1 sees a 1, so that's fine. This column here now needs to be 2, 5, and 9. This one can't be a 9 because there's a 9 there. It could be a... Well, considering I need to have a 9 below the 5, this one can't be a 5 and this one can't be a 2, since one's already used in the column. Okay. Let's see. If there's like 3 different ways to sum up to the number. If I have a 5 here, I need to have a 5 here. If I'm trying to just do a 5. If I'm doing 2, 3, I would need a 2 here and a 3 here. The 2 could see a 2 there, for instance, and the 3 would see that 3. If I'm doing 1, 4, this one needs to be a 4, and this one needs to be a 1. For the 4, I could see a 4 there, so it looks like every single one of the 3 possibilities is achievable at the moment. So, let's see. This, I guess I'll mark this column. This column is 1, 3, 7, 8. Can't have a 3 here. Also can't have an 8 here because of the 8 there. So that's this one's 1 or 7. If I have a 1 here, then I need to just have a 5 here. Actually, I can't have a 1 here because then I would have a valid 1, so I would need a 4 somewhere. So this one's 4 or 6. And this one, that means either I'm having 5 or 1, 4. Those are the 2 possibilities. Okay. I don't need to make any of these digits work at the moment, I think. Oh, other than this 4. So this one here can't be a 4 because it would see both of those, which would cause the 4 to break. Same with this one. Okay. Let's see, where do I want to look now? This 5 here is going to either match with a 1 up here or a 9 somewhere below, I suppose. Let's see. I have 9s in both of these and 5s in both of these, which means that in this box I need to have a 5 down here. Is my 5 button was on my keyboard was dead for a second, which means I need to have a 1 up here, which is going to give me a 4 and a 1. And let's see. I also need to have a 9 somewhere up here. From this 4. Where do I look now, actually? None of these rows seem to need to have anything dealt with, or and don't seem to have anything solvable at the moment. Okay. Well, the 5 here, I can't do 5 here now. No, I could have 5 here. So I still can do 5. If I... And the 4 here works completely fine. One of these two needs to be an 8, I guess. I'm just currently trying to see what I should be trying to do now, because it's sometimes a bit tricky to spot the next step to take. Because I've definitely dealt with all of this other than the 4 thing still, but I don't see a way I can do anything else with that at the moment. And the 6 sees a 6. 5 can't see a 5. The 6 already sees that one. That 7 sees that. Both of those work. 9 and the 3 work, and that 5 works. Okay. Where do I actually go now? It has to be something with this cage. Must just be something I'm completely missing. If I have a 6 here, then I need to have a 7 here. That means I have a 3 here and a 4 here, and then I have a 1-8 pair here and a 5 here, 5 there as well. I need a 9 here and a 2 here. This one has to be a 6, and then that's a 7. I don't see any reason for any of that not to work. If I have a 1 here, then I'm going to get a 3 and a 1. And, let's see. Yeah, 3 and a 1, and then I'm going to have a 4 here, which means a 3-6 pair there, I guess. Don't see why any of this should tell me anything. Yeah. Where do I look now? Because I have all the 5s pretty much sorted out. This 5 is going to match with the 9 below it. This 5 either is going to match with a 1 or a 9, and then this 5 will match with a 1 above it, so, If I have a 5 here, then I get a 1 here, and then I need to have a 1 here and a 1 here as well, because this 5 wouldn't be able to work anymore. I don't see what that's supposed to do for me. Oh wait, I just can't have a 1 in this square. I don't think it's going to change much, but I forgot to mark it at some point. I'm just trying to figure out what happens here. If I have a 6 here, then I'm going to get... Oh wait, I can't have a 1 in either. This one has to be a 1 then, because it's the only spot left, which is going to tell me. There we go. This one... Let's see, this one's part of a 15, this one's part of a 3 cage. Alright. Okay, and this one's part of a 0 cage. Both of these are within the same 0 cage. So, just trying to see if there's an easy way to cause things not to work for this 0 cage here. I don't see anything off the top of my head at the moment. Let's see. For this 15 cage, is it possible? Yeah, I can definitely do it without a 9. If I need to, I could just use 7 and 8. And for this 3 cage, I guess it can either be a 1-2 pair or just a 3. Huh. I'm just trying to see if there's really any way to break through this. And at least I don't currently see a way. Well, this one can't be a 2, I guess, because both of these 2s see it. And one of these has to be a 2 that can't be diagonal, whatever, a knight's move away from another 2. So this one's a 6 or a 7. Can I actually put a 2 in any of these? I cannot, right, because a 2 here would see one of these 2, and there's no other 2s around for either of these, so I must have a 3 somewhere in here as well, which means I get a 6 here and a 3 here. That's going to give me some of this other stuff done. Okay. And that means my third one in here has to be a 2. So I'm going to get 1, 2, 3. That one can't be a 2. I'm going to ditch some of this pencil marking. Okay. Neither of these can actually see a 3, so this one has to be the 3, which is going to give me a 9 here. And that's going to let me solve some of this as well. That means I have to have a 5 here. And okay. Let's see now. Can't have a 1 here because it would see the other 1. So that's going to give me that one specifically not a 2. Let's see now. I need to have a 5 here to be with the 1, which means I get a 5 here. So the position of the 9 doesn't matter, but either of these spots can't see any other 9s. So I need to have 7, 8 for my other 2 to make the sum. And a 7... Actually, let's deal with the 8 first. After I mark in these 2. If I have an 8 here, can't see anything. If I have an 8 here, can't see anything. So I need to have an 8 here, which sees that 8. And that's going to give me the rest of the positions for, I think, most of the Sudoku, actually. This might have been it. Yeah, this really looks like the last thing I needed to completely finish this. So, I guess there you have it. This one, I saw it was 3 stars. Well, when I did it, I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was, but yeah. Good stuff, and I'll see y'all next time then, so bye.